Hello everyone, it's my favourite time of year, it's Halloween, and I'm doing something a little bit different this year. Now, I'm not going to lie, I was in two minds about posting this because it didn't quite go to plan, but here we are. So just a pre-warning, I went a little bit crusty and dusty. That is why I wasn't really feeling it, but here we are, barefaced. Got a bit of a cold, so starting off with gluing the eyebrows and powdering them down. Now, it's been a minute since I've done a voiceover, but bear with me. So I am using face paint for this. Now, this is where I think I went wrong, because the face paint over time did crack, and looking at how other people have done stuff, I really should have used a colourful foundation, which annoyingly, I mean, we can't do anything about it now, but yeah, that is what, if you're going to do it for Halloween or if you're going to do anything, I'd recommend not using face paint, because as you can see, it builds up quite sheer. And then I went in with a sponge and I was trying to build it up, but you have to kind of build it up like not wet, it has to be damp basically. So because if you just keep building up wet on top of it, as you'll see as we go on, it just pulls it away, which is quite frustrating. Oh, there we go, exactly that. So don't put wet paint on top of it, it has to be very, well, almost dry really. So I'm just building up a little bit of a kind of contour here and making sure it's damp, not wet, by dabbing on the kitchen roll before I do that. Now, at this point I was very nervous because I thought, why are my fingers stained blue? I am going to be stained blue, so I will be a Smurf for the foreseeable. I wasn't actually, though. It did come off quite well. So going into this palette here, I am just using some colours to add a little bit of contour, add a little bit of depth. So we are just building it up as if you would on your normal contour kind of thing. And then we're working on finding our cheekbones. So I think the easiest thing with the skull is to literally just feel your bone structure and go from there. So that is what I was doing. And I was also following the reference image, which I would have put on the screen at the beginning. And then once I've done that, again, just adding some more depth and dimension. And I annoyingly scratched myself. Forgot I had paint on my décolletage and had an itch, so don't do that. But then I'm just building up around where I did map out the contour or the skull, and just building up as you normally would. Darker colours, lighter colours, blending, getting that depth. You can see what I'm doing. It's almost pointless really me doing a voiceover, but hey ho, I'm feeling chatty, so let's have a chat. How's your day been? Anyways, this small brush I was using to add detail was actually just taking off the paint, and then here we go again. I was having another mare. The white face paint was not face painting, and I have just realised that I actually had a white concealer, which has almost ruined my day. So I would just recommend using probably makeup rather than face paint if you're going to do anything like this. But I'm here to show you that if you do only have face paint, it is doable. So yeah, just as you can see, doing now the nose detailing, and once we've done that, again, look, another little bit that has started to crack off. The cracks are starting to show, and I was starting to get frustrated, but we power through. So I'm just adding a little bit of something to the eyes. As you can see, the eyebrows are starting to crack. Like me, and adding the detailing for the teeth now. So this is just kind of an easy way to do it. Just map it out by doing simple lines to start with, and then again I believe I go in, yes, with the darker colours just to build it up, so you've got a little bit of shadowing just to kind of make it look slightly more realistic. So the easiest way I find to do teeth is I use like a little flat brush which has a tip on it, and as you can see I literally just put the brush down and pull it down or up, and that kind of creates that triangular tooth shape that you're after with the skull. And then there's a lot of back and forth just to build up the colour, build up the depth, and as you work your way up towards your ear, you want them to be, can't even think of the word, blaming this on my cold, brain fog, less opaque. You want them to be like lighter, Does that make sense? You know what I mean. And then the ones at the front need to be bold. At this point, I was just finding anything I could to try and add highlight and add depth. So I was going in with a white eyeliner, a little bit more of the paint, just to kind of add some highlights. And I got these white eyelashes, and I've also got pearls and these like snowflake, I think they must be cake decorations. But anyway, if you're ever doing gems on the face, I would recommend getting one of these wax pointer things. They're so useful, and it takes, I'd say, probably 10 times less the amount of time that it would do if you're using tweezers. And I also use lash glue to put them on. With the lashes, I did actually in the end put blue eyeshadow on them, light blue on most of it, and then on the outer corner I just put some dark blue because I found that worked better against my eyes. It just looked better. And I didn't actually film the other parts because I wasn't sure if I was going to post it, but I'm so glad that I did. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a lovely Halloween. I will, as it's my birthday the next day. You guys know that already. But yeah, stay safe, and I will see you very soon. Bye.